What is happening, everyone? Welcome back to the channel, people. KG is back to talk about transfers, as it's transfer season, as you know. We're going to talk little bit about Joe Rothwell and what that signing means for me in terms of the team makeup, what we need to do now next going forward, and the reasons why. And yeah, we're going to talk about a few fullbacks, just nothing concrete. They're not rumors out there. They're just ones that have been discussed before, ones that I've talked about before. So before we get into that, we'll do this nice little show today. Please like the video. It really does help out. Algorithm, you know the drill. Drop your comments below. And of course, subscribe to the channel. Thank you to Carl, who I'm going to bring your comment up as well, by the way, because there's a few talking points in that. Malcolm, Patrick, and Russ, thank you for the super thanks on the last video, guys. Much appreciated. And thank you to all existing members that I have. Really does mean a lot. And if you want to become a member, the link is in the description. Deshaun in the house. What's going on, Deshaun, man? Yes, KG, first time catching live for a minute. You're a busy man, Deshaun. I don't blame you, but shout out to you, man. Custodian of Lord Bamford's sick note. Tremendous afternoon. Or, yeah, listen, people, we're going to probably do, I'll say maybe 20 minutes tops. I don't envision this being a long one, he says. But yeah, Nathan here saying, surely we are buying a striker. We'll speak about that in a bit, Nathan. But listen, Joe Rothwell is in the building, as we know. And, you know, it just goes along the whole thing with the 49ers in terms of the way they do business. Just we literally get the news in the day. And, you know, even some of the outlets are talking about 48 hours until the medical is literally done on the day, wasn't it? It was done out of nowhere. And it's brilliant that they do business like this. Honestly, it's refreshing for me. And it also cuts out the chances of it being hijacked, doesn't it? It cuts out that risk. Joe Rothwell coming in for me just gives us more midfield depth. I went into detail yesterday, but a lot of it makes sense. And just to, you know, get a quote up from Joe Rothwell, you know. Nick, I'm going to give you this. Nick. This is pretty tremendous. With Rothwell being on the outskirts of Leeds, I feel he will be a fringe player. That's tremendous, Nick. Shout out to you, man. That's a good one. But, you know, Joe Rothwell just spoke about upon signing. There he is. There's the man right there. Pretty busy media day. I will say that for this kind of loan. I'd say that it was very heavy on the media from the team. Obviously, we hope that's not the only incoming. It won't be. Spoiler alert. But, you know, they gave him a nice big old welcome, you know, and everything else like that. So we shall see. Gavin, I knew, Gavin, you're probably disappointed you didn't say that one, innit, Gavin? Because that sounds like one of your jokes. I'm not going to lie. But Joe Rothwell, I'm not going to read all of this. It's on the Leeds site. There's just a couple of things that I want to point out in his arrival speech. It's unbelievable. As soon as I heard of the interest, it was something I was desperate to make happen. Thankfully, we've managed to do it quite quickly, so I can't wait to get going now. I don't think Leeds United needs selling to anyone, to be honest. It's a huge football club. The club were a bit unlucky last year, but the aim is one thing, and that is to get back to the Premier League. So I want to come here, add a bit of experience, and help the team do that. Game music to my ears, and it just points out with everything. It's promotion or nothing this season. And boy, I don't even want to think about no promotion this season. Ugh. Listen, when you think of Leeds, you think of the fans, and I've had a few experiences playing at Ellen Road before, and it's the first time I felt a stadium vibrate before a goal went in. So it would be nice to be on the right side of the fans this time instead of the wrong. I've had a few good conversations with the manager. He spoke so highly of the place and what brought him here, and that made me want to come here even more. And there is only one aim this season, and that is to get back to the Premier League. And he did in the video as well. He did point that out twice. So there we go. His style of play. He said, I like to pick the ball up from deeper. Let me just get that. From deeper and drive with the ball. That is one of the main qualities I possess, and it has served me well throughout my career. And it was something I will try and emulate here, and hopefully the fans will enjoy that as well. I've got a good 4 or 5 weeks now to get in and around the lads, get to know them, and kick the season and get the season started, basically. So, you know, it's good. You know, you get a few of the new signing bingo things there. But of course, the thing I wanted to point out there is, of course, promotion being spoken about so heavily. We know that this is the season, people. This is it. The league is nowhere near strong this year. There is no Leicester Southampton. We are probably the big fish. So it is promotional bust. And this signing again, there was a few comments yesterday in terms of it's underwhelming, everything else like that. But we have key players in other positions that require a squad signing like this. Now, I don't see Joe Rothwell, unless he's on an unbelievable tear. I don't think he's going to start 5-6 games in a row. But he has the opportunity to do that if his form is good. And that is only good for the team. You need a player like this. And this is from Bradley Johnson, by the way. Shout out to him. Yeah, played with, talking about Rothwell, played with him at Blackburn, which he did. Good player. Strength is running from the ball with midfield. He's quick and he's technically sound too. So, there's ex, Leeds midfielder talking about him there as well. Kevin saying that type of experience head we want. Yeah, listen, Farker mentioned it last year, and I don't think he was talking about the quality of the play when he was talking about Morsey and Luongo because Morsey was fine for Ipswich last season. He was very good for him, came in clutch for him a couple of times, but they're not the bar that you reach to. But what he was talking about was this kind of player. It was this 28, 29-year-old that has something else that he can do with the ball, different position, different technical skills. And this is what he was talking about, an experienced head in there. And he's got it. He's got it 100%. David said, not a bad loan for Leeds at this level. I feel like this is his level. I'll be real with you. I do like Joe Rothwell. I remember seeing him play at Blackburn and thought he's a pretty creative player when he's given the license to be. And I think that this is his level. I don't think he's a Premier League player. So, and there is no, by the way, yesterday I said that there was an option to buy. Apparently there is no option to buy. So it is a straight up loan. Now, something I just wanted to point out, and this is from Carl, who left this in the comments yesterday. And he was talking about if we sell Kamara and Rothwell, his direct replacement, good signing. We still need a 10 and squad additions. Wouldn't mind seeing some of that money being spent towards a loan fee for Carvalho if Liverpool are willing to let him go. And then we will have a brilliantly balanced midfield with Ampadu, Gruev, Rothwell, and Carvalho, and even Aronson. And Carl brings up so many good points here that I want to just elaborate on. And shout out to you, Carl, for this. Because I agree. If Kamara is sold, we do then need another midfielder. We need another creative midfielder. But as we stand right now, people, in terms of midfield, our midfield is pretty well balanced overall. Yes, Aronson is here. He'll be more of a bit of a pest in there, a bit of a creative spark at times, and he will cause a little bit of havoc up there. We got Gruev, we got Ampadu, who is our number one, of course, and Kamara is still here at this point. So my point is that if Kamara doesn't get sold, I feel that we should go and focus on other areas. But other thing I wanted to point out, and it's in terms of the name that Carl mentions, Carvalho of Liverpool, the difference in loans though, and this is where I don't know if we're going to run into a problem, but obviously Joe Rothwell was unwanted by Bournemouth, so they've loaned him out, and if he gets football here, I don't think they care either way. It's not one of these where they're looking for him to get regular first team football and get development, and maybe they'll look at him next year. They basically want Joe Rothwell off the books, and this is a way for them to kick it down the road, isn't it? Whereas a Carvalho of Liverpool, that's a completely different matter. That's going to be more of the, I wouldn't even say Jane Anthony, I'd say more of the Jed Spence kind of scenario where the Premier League club is looking for that player to develop it. They're looking for him to play in their position. They're looking for him to play regularly. And obviously, after a couple of the loan fiascos that we had last season, is a club going to look at us and say this is the best place for him to develop? Unless they get assurances, I'm not sure, because we did not utilize our loans properly. Even Connor Roberts, when he came in, he wasn't utilized properly either. So there are differences between the loans, and I just wanted to point that out in terms of Joe Rothwell coming on loan compared to, say, if Liverpool want a loan out of Carvalho. They will have suitors for Carvalho if he's made available, and there will be a host of clubs that will offer him week in, week out football. Can Leeds United offer him that? I don't know. It depends who's left here, of course. But that I just wanted to point that out. Yeah, Matt here. Carvalho will only come if we lost Jorginho or Cree. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. It's a bit stacked at the moment, isn't it? And that's the point I wanted to make in terms of our squad makeup right now as we speak today, people. We still got Jorginho, still got Nanto, Somerville, Ampadu, Rodon, Perot, Joseph. We've still got a lot of these players, right? Aronson is in there as well as a midfield option. I feel like we should focus on our fullback position next. I think that is the most important thing. I think if we're going into the season, let's just say we're going to the season as we are right now, and we don't have fullbacks, for me, that's the negligent side of it. I believe that the fullbacks, and I mean both left and right, should be covered. And then if we can get another creative midfielder, as I would like, and I wouldn't say I'd like Kamara sold, but I would prefer if we could do a deal with Ren and then get in another midfielder. Say And because Rothwell is more of a creator, I want a more scoring one. I know Carvalho scores a couple goals, but I would go for more of a Schmadix type. I want a goal scoring midfielder, to balance that Rothwell one. Say that we're not getting anywhere with Rothwell if he's trying to create. We get Schmadix on and he's there to score a goal. Sounds like I'm trying to do Blackburn Rovers reunited, doesn't it? It's kind of mad when you think about where all these players have come from, but you know what I mean? I would look for more of an attacking midfielder got an eye for a goal, much like Joe Gelhardt, but just someone that Daniel Farke will use. Yeah, one of those. Um, but yeah, so in terms of the next position for me, I think it's vitally important we take care of the fullback position because I don't want to go into the season with. And you know what? We can't even speak of Sam Byram as a right back because I don't know about you. I said it last season, but he looked more comfortable playing left back when it came to the end. When he played at right back, he was very stifled. He didn't look comfortable at right back anymore. He had grown, he practiced and trained himself so well on the left that he actually looked odd on the right hand side. It didn't look like it was very comfortable for him. So I would hope that we're going in for some fullbacks in terms of that. David saying Schmodix would be a starter. Possibly a starter. Who comes out? Who comes out? But it would be a great problem to have, wouldn't it, David? And this is what I'm talking about. We need, although you can't get certain players that are looking for first team football week in, week out, especially with us being a championship club, I believe that there are top end championship players that would come in order to be part of a squad. I do think that that would happen. They would be excited of the project of being at Leeds United, possible Premier League football next season, hopefully. And I think that would appeal to a lot of people, especially if Premier League clubs are sleeping on it. Because right now, I'm sure Sammy Schmadix is waiting for a Premier League club to take a chance on him. And his agent are probably waiting for after the Euros to be done, see where the Premier League clubs stand and say, who's going to come and get me? But if no one comes and gets him and they're available for a decent price and we've got a need to fill, we should be in the conversation, I feel. Michael say, KG, isn't Aronson the same profile as Schmadik? Nah, not even close. Aronson is more of an 8/hybrid 10. Michael Schmadix is your number 10. He is your attacking midfield number 10. He will drop deep, but he will score goals for you from that position. So, very, very different. And Aronson is always looking for more the pass rather than the shot, which is pretty wise with his shooting boots, but hopefully he can improve that this season. That's what we're looking for, and that's what I'm saying. We've got Rothwell, Aronson there as kind of eights in there at this point in time. We should focus on the fullbacks. Richard, don't laugh at him. Don't laugh at him. It was a legit question. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. But I just want to speak about that then. So I'm not. These aren't obviously. I would say for me, I think it's pretty obvious. Milan van Erwijk would be my first choice, and I do feel that if we are going to plow 6 or 7 million into a player, I do think it has to be fullback. Because let me just run through it for you as we sit here today. We don't need strikers at this point in time. It's not a necessity. I know someone up there said striker, but who goes out? That you only get a striker if Perot or Joseph are sold. We're still trying to get rid of one who, by the way, is still being managed during preseason because he's still not 100% fit. Some of the guy that you guys just back until he's going to be 55 years old. We've got Joseph and Perot up there that I think is more than suitable for the championship, more than suitable. In fact, I've got no doubts about that. And if it was left up to them too, I'd be comfortable. And also, then if you still got Nanto here, he can also play up front. There are other people that can switch around if necessary. You think about centre backs, we could probably do with another one, but right now we've still got Verber in the background. We've obviously got our first choice of Strauch, Roden. Defensive midfield, Ampadu, he's there. Somerville, Nanto, Jorginho, Aronson, they're all here. So it's the fullbacks because you've only got Firpo and Byron. And for me, that's just not good enough. It's not even close to being good enough. So if we're going to invest a chunk of money, please let it be a fullback that can not only play for us this season, but can transform into a Premier League player. And this guy here, I don't even know if Coventry are willing to sell. They're probably looking for a playoff place themselves. I would love to bring him in. I'd absolutely love to bring him in terms of Milan van Erwijk. And that's why I'm saying if you're going to spend 6 or 7 million, go on the fullbacks. One, I'm not interested. I want to ask you because this is going to probably anger a few people. What about going back in for Max Aaron's people? Let's just say because apparently he's available from Bournemouth. Now I know he bit us last season. He was on his way. The medical was booked. Oh, I can't wait to play for Daniel Farker. Bournemouth come in. Oh, bye Leeds. I don't know if anyone can forgive him, and maybe that's too much. You know, if we keep Nanto, obviously Aronson's back, maybe Verba here. Can we add Aaron's into the mix? I don't know, man. Maybe people won't be able to stand looking at the football team. I'm saying, obviously, Daniel Farker trusts him. Would you go back in for Max Aarons if he was available? I know they've rejected a 6 million bid from Southampton, but maybe that's due to being a fellow Premier League team. And haven't they got a little rivalry down there? I don't know. Yeah, maxed out his chats. Yeah, listen. I was just posing the question, Gavin. Don't shoot the messenger. But I'm saying, still only 24 years old, and at this level as well, I think he'd kill it. But I don't know. I think maybe Daniel Farker probably won't even entertain that again after that whole debacle. And when you look, and I remember that press conference after Aaron signed for Bournemouth, and Farker looked hurt, didn't he? He looked actually quite hurt, didn't he? So fairs. So yeah, there we are. One left back that I've mentioned a lot is Josh Doig, who is going to be available. He's been relegated with Sassuolo in Serie A. They're going to be playing Serie B football. But apparently, the news is that he's going to be staying in Italy still. I think Lazio are after him. And if Lazio are in for him, then I think it's done. I've never heard him speak. But he obviously seems to like it out in Italy. But I'm saying if he was available, again, he probably cost you 5 million tops, maybe 6 after add-ons. I would love to bring him in for that left back position. I think he'd be absolutely brilliant, especially at championship level. I would take him in the Premier League as an option as well. So I would absolutely invest the money in Josh Doig. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Doig all day. Yeah, I would love it to happen, but he just seems to be determined to stay in Italy. And fair play to him if he gets another Italian move. I think his old coach from Verona is at Lazio, so he might be looking for a reunion there. David, though, saying in regards to Aaron's earlier, saying as long as they get us promoted, I don't care. I'm with you, David, but I know that people snubbing Leeds is big for some Leeds fans. They think that if you snub Leeds, then obviously you don't love football or something. I don't know if they'd be very forgiving, but I think just a few good performances here and there, they'd say, see, you knew you made a mistake. This is where you should have been. I think it could work in that way, but I'm not saying get Max Aarons. I'm just saying it'd be an interesting choice. And obviously the Farker thing is there too. Chris King is saying Doig and Hume. Yeah, you lot are saying Hume a lot. Where have you guys heard Hume? Because I'm sorry to say this again, with a host of you saying Hume, you've obviously got it from somewhere, right? So where is it that you've got the Hume link? Because I haven't seen any transfer links for Hume. I know he plays for Sunderland. I think the only time I heard of Hume talking was when I was on Connor's channel. So I don't know whether it's that, but so many of you saying Hume, it's a bit suspect to me. All right, it's a bit suspect. But yeah, so there's Josh Doig, someone that is in Farker's past that I don't have an interest in is Jamal Lewis. People, and I'm interested to get your thoughts, but he was not good at Watford last season, and it's not like Watford a chopped cheese, chopped liver. They're a decent team, with good attackers, and he did not put in the performances that you would think are necessary at Watford. I think he was very, very poor from the games I saw him in. And looking at what Watford fans are saying, then they don't miss him at all and don't want him back. And I just think, even though there is that connection there with Daniel Farker, I don't know about Jamal Lewis, man. What you guys saying? Okay, yeah, it is. I knew it would be him, man. Shout out to Connor, man. I knew it would be. And don't take it wrong. Don't take me wrong, people. I know people can have their own suggestions. It's just that when there's so many different names saying the same name, you've obviously got it from somewhere. I'm afraid that's just how it works. But yeah. KG, what about Harrison Burrows at Peterborough? Yep. Converted left back in terms of his potential. I don't know about Premier League. He's been impressive. He has been impressive. And he's a makeshift as well, by the way. He didn't start out as a left back. He's actually a winger turned into a left back. But yeah, he'd be a decent shout. Yeah, at this level, 100%. I'll give you that. Um, Yeah, Jacob. Yeah, never rated Lewis, to be honest. Dr. Cox saying he's at, yeah, that's another Dr. Cox. He's had injury issues as well. And I only bring up Jamal Lewis because a couple of you have mentioned Jamal Lewis to me, and I probably is because of the whole Farker link. If he trusts him, it would be very underwhelming. For me to think of our two left backs being Jamal Lewis and Junior Firpo is pretty scary for me. I'm not gonna lie. So Hopefully, we don't do anything with this because as I've read from the Newcastle reports, he's going to be training with the under 21s as they want him gone. They don't want him at the football club anymore. Not that he's a horrible guy. It's just that he's not to the stand of what Newcastle want to do, which is fair. But I just don't think that we shouldn't take on another reclamation project. I don't think we don't need that. We need somebody who's hungry, ready to go, good defensively, can get up and down. And I just don't think Jamal Lewis is that anymore. I think he's only 26, but he's been around for a while, hasn't he? And I just feel like his stock has fallen way down. Um, yeah, might as well bring back Ian Hart. Absolutely, might as well. Yeah, Jacob here. Just want somebody solid at left back for those tricky wingers that Firpo can't handle. Jacob. Listen, Firpo, I'll give him all the credit going forward, Jacob. He was fine for us when he was given the license to roam. But even against Birmingham and Rotherham, Jacob, he was poor. And they don't have tricky wingers at those two football clubs. He's just not good defensively, people. And that's just what you're getting with Firpo. You know that, though, at this level, but you know he's going to give you something going forward. It's going to be interesting as well with Firpo. We're talking about Firpo being here, but he literally has 1 year left on his deal. Will he even be here this season? I have no issues with keeping him for the season and letting him go on a free next summer when we get promoted. I don't want to see him sign a new contract, though, under any circumstances. There's no need for that. We'll be stuck with him like a Llorente deal, like all the others as well, that are just not good enough for where Leeds United should be looking to go. I don't think Firpo needs a new contract. If he's saying that he wants one and that's the deal breaker, I would look to sell him this summer and just getting two left backs. That's how I would do it. I do not want to see Firpo sign a new 4-year deal. Nightmare, absolute nightmare. No, thank you. No, thank you. Yeah, direct. Think it was a mistake not letting Firpo go to the Olympics. Tremendous. Jacob, my bad. Listen, sometimes when you're reading it, I got you. I got you, man. I got you. Um, let's have a look. Yeah, so Jamal Lewis and everything else like that. Okay, last story of the day. So there you go. And listen, people, drop your other fullbacks that you would sign, or maybe you would go for another striker. Let me know in the comments below. And lastly, the last thing on the agenda is our ex-striker, our ex-youth striker, Max Dean. He has left MK Dons and he signed for Gent. He was rumored to be going to Toulouse, joining Charlie Creswell over there, but Gent have outbid Toulouse, which is only a good thing for Leeds United, as we have netted a reported fee of around 850,000, some even saying up to 900,000, which is not too bad a business. So there you go. We've just got some money. Yes, it's not maidenhead money for Max Kilman, but it's extra money in the pot, and it all helps. It all helps at this point in time. And Max Dean obviously did very well with MK Dons in his time there. Has earned himself a move to a bigger stage. Let's face it. Even Ghent, I'm sure that are they playing some kind of European football? I don't know, but he's going to have a chance now to play at a top league, get some goals, and he'll probably move on again. At the rate he's going, he's scored goals all the way through his career. Some will say, have we let him go too soon? Well, that's gone now. But yeah, people, just wanted to let you know we've earned at least people 850,000, because it was reported that we was only going to get like 600 if Toulouse's bid was accepted. But obviously, Ghent went in with a higher offer, which suited us because we had a near 50% sell-on clause. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, Gavin, listen, Gavin even giving auto credit here. One that auto got right. Unbelievable. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's have a look. Oh, Cookie in the house. Let me see. We can get promoted if we get the right decision and signings. Got to get it right. Got to get Cookie, help me out with where's the commas in this thing, man? Come on, man. Let me decipher this. And signers got to get it right. Got to get it right. Left back still missing for me. Nothing said about it. Yeah. Hey, listen, I don't need anything to be said about it. I just needed to do like Joe Rothwell yesterday. Oh, we're linked with Joe Rothwell. Literally a couple hours later, Joe Rothwell is here. Give me that when it comes to the fullbacks. I'm cool with it. I don't need reports. Just give it to me like that. That's all I'm saying. But yeah, listen, people, that is that. Yeah, Darren, it is, but that was part of the good business they did. That's one of the few. But listen, you're not laughing, you're not stiffing your nose at nearly 900,000 coming in. I think it's really good. Really good. And good luck to Max Dean, man. Good luck to him. That is the show though today, people. Thank you for joining me. If you haven't hit the like button already, please hit a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel, of course. Drop your thoughts in the comment section below on anything discussed today. See you in the next one, people. Hopefully it's a new signing. Peace out.